Welcome to this week's OK at Work with myself, Sarah Sawyer, and my colleague, Russell Berger, both attorneys at Offit Kurman. And today we are talking about when you call your lawyer. And there's some kind of obvious ones, right? You get sued, you want to sue someone, you know, some legal question comes up, but there's a lot more strategic reasons to call a lawyer, even if you might have in-house attorneys or folks who might be handling the stuff that touches legal in your business. So what are some strategic reasons you might want to phone a friend / your lawyer, Russell?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's when you're kind of venturing into the unknown a little bit, and you're trying something new, you're growing, you've expanded into a new geographic area, you've hit a new threshold of employees, you're venturing into a new product line or service line. Just the general newness of the business activities should drive kind of the question, well, what am I doing from a legal standpoint? Are my contracts right? Am I properly protected? Do I have the right insurance? Are there things I should be saying to my customers? Are there things I shouldn't be saying to my customers? Do I have the right employment practices in place? Do I have the right management plan? And these are all things that are, on some level like business strategic, but also kind of bridge over to the legal as well.
Yeah, I think there's often that, you've got good folks internally, especially larger companies where you might have a big executive team with diverse background, or you have a full HR department, or you might have a lot of good resources and you might be able to source a lot of that information internally. But often there's a place that leaves off, right? Where it's either you might have an in-house counsel, but their background isn't something different. Maybe they don't really have the breadth of knowledge in a specific practice area, whether it be employment or tax or, intellectual property, certain types of areas that are niche, or maybe you are looking for an attorney who is got some background in actually having done a certain set of things in a certain industry with a certain product line. Those are things that you can find often externally and work with closely with the internal team and still get to leverage those internal resources, but also just kind of add to that bench strength, when you're dealing with these specific, I think it's a great point, like newer issues or kind of niche issues or things that just, I think we all kind of have a sense of this, but is there someone who can really bring that specialty knowledge and that bench strength to the team?
Yeah, right. Because I mean, if you're a business that doesn't have in-house legal, there should be someone kind of asking all these questions and helping to manage the process as an outside general counsel or just a kind of a general business attorney who can give advice and flip that around a little bit. If you do have an in-house legal department, you're not going to have as many general questions, obviously, for an outside law firm, but there will be niche specific type questions where no one lawyer is going to know all this stuff. Not one of us does. So and that's what I would do if it's something I don't really feel comfortable with. If there's a sentence in a contract that I don't really know what it means, like I shouldn't say, go ahead and sign that contract. I should figure out what it means. And sometimes, the best way to do that is to call your attorney, or in our case, call the colleague down the hall and, get some counsel on it.
Yeah, this is true also with working with other types of professionals, right? So like we have a lot of clients that work with either their in-house HR team or an outsourced HR resource. And it's always good to say, all right, well, they can take it pretty far as well. Those teams can take it pretty far as kind of triaging and figuring out what the issue is and trying to kind of come up with a good solution. And there's a lot of different ways to work together than with an outside attorney to say, all right, have we thought of everything? Is there anything else? Does this make sense? And have them come take a look at it from a legal lens and layer that onto the operational piece as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean that, as the world gets more and more complex, legal touches everything. And, it's hard to make a substantial move in any one direction without at least hitting a couple legal tripwires.
That is definitely true. Well, thanks, Russell, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Sarah.